And I think that it's important for those who recognize that there is an issue, right? And so these conversations, these are the kinds of conversations that we've had for years, right? So this is the thing. Everywhere I go, wherever I travel, the first question out of people's mouths is, what's going on with Lecrae? What's going on with Reach Records? What's going on with Christian hip hop? I'm confused. I don't understand. Can you shed some light on this? Literally, bruh, everywhere I go, right? Me and Lecrae have been in dialogue this whole time. We've been in fairly regular dialogue.
And y'all go, this is the thing though.
Yeah.
For people that may not have been with you the whole journey, y'all go back a long way. Like, y'all songs together.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all go back a ways, bro.
Bruh, Lecrae was on the original Jesus is Alive.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. He was doing the ad-libs on the hook.
Right.
What up, Shai?
So yeah, we like. I remember meeting Lecrae at the Cross Movement offices in Philly. It had to be 05.
Wow.
So it was like right around the time that Real Talk came out. Was when we met. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever there's been something questionable, things that I've seen, the first thing I'm doing is I'm picking up the phone and I'm like, bruh, what are you doing? What's happening right now? Explain this to me because this is what it looks like. And so yeah, we've had those conversations. There's been group texts where like a who's who of Christian hip hop on different sides of the table have come together. We had a epic months-long group text, you know what I'm saying, back in 2014, I want to say, and it was really in that text where it was like, okay, we disagree.
I was talking to Jamal, my brother-in-law, last night, and about this, and I was saying, like, I understand both sides, like, so when you build your foundation on something and you grow a fan base around that and then you switch it up, like, you have to understand that some people is going to be like what you doing, right? So for instance, like, I use me and my wife, like me and Janita, like, I'm not the same person in my walk with Christ like I was when we first got married. She haven't changed. She's pretty consistent as far as her walk, her outlook on things. But me, like, I've always been like a rational thinker and like wanted to understand why we do certain things, and what is it about Christianity that makes it seem like we got it all right, and all this stuff about every scenario, and is interpretation correct? Is it altered? Is it, all of that? I mean, I should think through those things, and I always look at other religions and things like that to see where they're coming from. But if I was to just switch it up on her like that, I can't blame her or be mad at her if she like this is not the basis that I married you on. I married you on the basis of the person I met at the altar. And so with Lecrae, man, like, this dude came out with Real Talk Rebel, like very explicit gospel banging songs, and it's like at the time, this like 05, 06, we had at the time T.I., 50 Cent, I think Lil Jon was still popping in, Weezy, and so like we've had artists in the culture that had banging beats, talking about all the crazy stuff that hip hop talks about, and then here comes Lecrae, whose beats wasn't not on that level, but it was still better than
quality.
Yeah, as far as quality,
it
was quality, but it still it still could use some improvement at that time, but it was way better than all the other stuff that was coming out in Christian rap. Like, Christian rap was whack. I mean, like, for me, I didn't even know what Christian rap was until I got exposed to him, and so it was something different. Like when you heard Lecrae, like you didn't care as much about the quality of the beat, like a Weezy or whatever, because you was looking for something, the content where they speak to you, speak to your spirit, man, about your walk as a Christian and how you navigate through that, and you still get the hooks, the beats, and all that stuff. And then as the years went on, it got better and better. Right. As far as quality of music and producers and things like that. And so now he switched it up, you know what I mean? And when Lecrae was doing all of this initially, there was nobody else. Like Lecrae was the main one, you know, that was doing it. Like
that was
like even people in his camp, you know, they was cool, but it wasn't Lecrae. Like Lecrae was, and so we exalted him as the king of Christian hip hop.
Right.
And then you know, like Shai Linne said, around 2012, he kind of made a shift, you know, and wanted to, you know, just change up the style of his music and what he discussed and not be as explicit. And, you know, around this time, we had other artists that was just as good, like a Flame or Bizzle or things like that. And then he have other artists as Andy Mineo and stuff like that on his label. So, you know, it wasn't as desperate that we needed him to stick around as it was in the early years, but it was still like, what are you doing?
Right.
And so my perception is, although I don't disagree necessarily with what Lecrae is doing,
Right.
Only thing I knock him on, man, is that he has not really been willing to share his reasons why. And you know, he explained in the book a lot, which I love the book. But I mean, it just kind of seemed like he is like, y'all tripping, y'all being judgmental. Like that's, you know what I mean? And I'm not like, bro, I'm a huge Lecrae fan, so I don't want to get it construed. But it's like, I'm just like, understand, like, you know, don't make it seem like everybody crazy. Like, no, like, they got valid points and they got valid reasons to like be like asking questions. Like most people just asking questions, and then when you get like what Shai Linne was talking about, when you have this, you know, time period of silence, you leave people to come up with conspiracy theories and you know, Illuminati and all this crazy stuff.
Well, actually, that happened in the Rehab album.
But an idle mind, you know what I mean? When people are idle on a subject, you know what I mean, and you don't hear any information from the source, then they left to come up with their own conclusion. So I don't know. I mean, now I don't agree with Shai Linne making a song and doing all of that. Like, I mean, you said y'all had a group text. And if you don't agree, I know, oh well. I mean, I'm like, just leave it as is and do what God calls you to do. But I never understood this ministry that so many people claim to have, where God is calling them to analyze other people's ministries. Like, I don't know what that is in the Bible. God is calling me to analyze your ministry to see how effective you are in your walk.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I just find that
so much air. So much air.
Like, you know, so the time and energy that you using to, you know, analyze somebody else's ministry, you could be using that to do what God has called you to do. You know what I mean? And so, so that's where I side with Lecrae. I'm like,
when you win,
let me walk, let me have my walk. You know what I mean?
So the first point you made, the first statement, I disagree. I disagree. To me, it's there's no gray area. I don't see how people can have a gray area. Lecrae has came out numerous of times on different interviews and has stated, I mean, you've talked about it, like he said, he's gone into detail, like I grew up being, you know, discipled by Ambassador and Cross Movement and dudes in that camp, and he said, I just kind of did it because that's the way I was shown. It wasn't really my skin.
But that was more his book. That wasn't really.
No, there's plenty of interviews you can pull up, and he said, it's a recent one where he was like,
recent. But I'm saying like it's already done now. I'm talking about like prior to his book. You know what I mean? Like ever since his book, he's trying to be more.
That's true. That's true. But so I'm just like, so now. But okay, so we talking about Shai Linne. Now Shai Linne has his album, but Lecrae done already dropped a book. Then already had all kind of interviews, you know, just explaining in detail why he did what he did, and it's for good reason. Exactly.
And that's what I was saying. Like Lecrae, like, you know, when he first came out, you know, like you alluded to, he was kind of mentored by Cross Movement, and you know, he was trying to navigate his way through that thing.
Naturally, like this
so he's not the same person at 25, 26.
Bro, if somebody,
at 35,
bro, if somebody came to me right now and was like, "Look, bro, we heard your music. We want to put you on. We kind of have this type of look we want you to have, but we want you to still stay authentic to you. But we just want you to have this certain look in your." if they gonna help me fund what I'm trying to do, they gonna help me become successful in my music, whatever it is, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna do that. If it's not gonna like be detrimental to my soul and who I am as a person, I'm gonna do that. And why would, like, come on, he was a Christian. Why would he not have rocked with Cross Movement to them and allowed himself to be discipled?
Yeah.
Like, these was the dudes that was Cross Movement have been, I mean, they legends in Christian hip hop.
The argument is not so much that Lecrae. I think the argument mainly against Lecrae is he's kind of dissing himself from the people that gave him the platform to even consider being mainstream, if that makes sense.
I've heard,
and I mean,
I've heard.
You can't say you're not a Christian rapper to some. Here's the argument too. You can't say you're not a Christian rapper yet you still do Christian venues that's solely Christian, like Passion Conference and stuff like that. You're not gonna see you're not gonna see a Chance the Rapper or
why not?
Chance the Rapper is not gonna be invited to the Passion Conference.
But let's say wait. But think about what you're saying. You said he's not gonna be invited. Lecrae, do you think Lecrae is calling him? Make sure I'm at the Passion Conference. Make sure I'm at the Winter Jam.
But he's accepting it though.
Why would you not? He a Christian. People, Christians, not people, Christians. And to Shai Linne's point in the interview, he said, "Everywhere I go, people is no, bro. Don't make it like everywhere you go. You mean everywhere you go that there's Christians that think like you." Ask what's going on with Lecrae. Everybody that rock with Lecrae from day one till now know what he went through.
Yeah.
Know what he went through. So it's just, let me just say this. What people don't understand, they don't understand a lot of what CHH is, because to your point, you made a really, really good point. You said, I've never rocked with Christian hip hop like that until I heard Lecrae.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people like you who may have grown up in the church, known about God, but you was, man, I'm still listening to Jeezy and Lil Wayne. Basically, you was a heathen, not playing, in church. But you was still rocking with the world musically. You hear Lecrae, dude is dope, I'ma rock with him. A lot of people don't know what CHH is before Lecrae. And what people don't understand is, and I've been CHH since I was 5 years old. There's always been a tug of war when it comes to Christians doing alternative music.
Oh yeah, rap. I mean, Kurt Franklin is an example of that.
Look at that, bro. Amy Grant before that. I mean, you could just go down the list. BB and CC even caught flack because people felt like they songs sounded more like love songs than songs, you know, I guess committed to the love of the Spirit of God. It's always been this stupid, immature, dumb, like, just judgment on artists who are Christian that do music and do it at a high and excellent level. So from the beginning, and it wasn't CHH, it was gospel rap first. Gospel gangsters, King Sean and the SS Mob, T-Bone, Tunnel Rats. Like, these people still every now and then would cuss in their songs. If they making a point, not just I'm a cuss, just to do it, they making a point. Like, a lot of the gangster rappers would still say nigga, they would still say the N-word. Sorry if somebody got offended, but I'm just saying, like, that was the norm because this is what I used to be. I accepted Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior, and I'm going back to the same people where I came from to try to bring them out the struggle. That's what it was about. And they still boasted it's supposed to be that today. So now you move forward and different little rap artists. Stephen Wiley came out. Stephen Wiley was like a legend. I love you, Stephen Wiley, Tulsa legend. But shout out to the Wiley family. But it's like, when he came out, he didn't really cuss in his lyrics and say the N-word. It was more so unadulterated, straight from the Bible type rap. And he was successful. It was dope, but it was like, but that wasn't the only way to do it. But then this movement started where, why we not just rapping scriptures? Like, I think I told you that before. There was a rapper that came out and there was a beat and he was just Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Like, what the hell am I listening to? I don't want to hear Bible books being rapped. Like, so that's crazy, bro. But that idea started from within the church.
But there's nothing wrong with that, because it may minister to a certain audience.
But I'm not saying it's not wrong.
But that wasn't for you personally.
No, listen what I'm saying. that was done, but that's not the only way to effectively
exactly.
communicate the gospel.
I got you.
So that's what I'm saying. There's always been this division, and when you look at somebody like, I guess, Shai Linne and that whole camp, it's a lot of them, bro. Like, I can't even, there's an album that just came out, I can't even really share it because I'm like, man, I'm so far from it. Some of the stuff in the album you can tell is just kind of aimed at, I don't want to say at Lecrae as a rapper, but I guess the idea of that type of rapper. And I get it, but it's like, man, y'all just look like some crabs in a barrel. Like when Lecrae say that, that's what really that's what they look like, bro. And so when Shai Linne drops his album, it's like, bro, why would you drop your album?
I don't remember nobody tripping on The Truth when he went on MTV.
Yeah, and The Truth said it. The Truth said religion is a man-made thing. Like, when nobody, maybe they had some secret conversations, like Shai Linne said, where they tried to address that with him. Like, what you mean? Like, bro, like, come on. Like, it's always been that.
Lecrae will ever be fully accepted in the genre of hip-hop only, not gospel artists, but hip-hop only without the parental advisory.
Will he ever be accepted in mainstream music, Lecrae?
Well, I think he's sort of accepted in mainstream now, but I mean in the sense of awards.
Oh, like a J. Cole, a Chance.
Well, like an awards.
Getting
like,
accolades
in that
arena.
You know, at the BET Awards this year,
yeah,
he won Best Gospel, and he got some flack from
them
gospel
same
artists
people
about, you know, and it's mainly because of his acceptance speech. He went up there and was basically like, you know, comparing himself to a Kendrick.
J. Cole, a Kendrick.
Yeah.
Which he should. I mean, come on, man.
And saying, like, you know, to all the true gospel artists, is, you know, he kind of made an emphasis on that, it seemed.
And it wasn't, and to me, it's like he wasn't disrespecting gospel. He was trying to say, I'm trying to get out y'all way so that y'all can have this spot, but y'all need to at the same. So he doing everybody a favor. Look, y'all, because I know some Christian artists who feel like, get out the way, let us, like, bro, what the heck is that? Like, first of all, bro, I want your spot. You ain't doing it the way I think you should do it. Let me get your spot. What?
So do you
that
think,
don't even make, that's the dumbest lie. Like, God gonna let you take this. Anyway, go ahead.
Do you think he gonna get out of the spot without a parental advisory symbol? Because I personally believe until he have a parental advisory, he's always gonna be stuck in that lane. Although, ironically, you could claim that Chance the Rapper and some of these other artists,
but they
have
cuss.
more God.
They cuss.
But they cuss. They allow cussing on the album.
They cuss.
Yeah. What's up, man? It's your boy T.Spizz.
Jro, what it do? Yee.
So this is our show, Ride Out, where we discuss culture, sports, life. And so if you like the video, if you want to subscribe, hit the like button, share it. This dude crazy. We will definitely appreciate it. Come back every week for videos that we will upload. And just ride out with us.
Yep, ride out. Yee.